Matty Mullins of Memphis May Fire joins me, Ned, on the underground. Matty, how's it going, man?
It's going good, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Very excited to be chatting to you, man. You're heading our way for a monster tour with Atreyu in July of next year. How's the feeling around the camp at the moment with this one?
We're all so excited, man. It's been like a decade since we've been back, and we're just really looking forward to seeing more of Australia and, getting to have some one-on-one time with our Australian fans.
Yeah, very much looking forward to it and absolutely love the promo video for it. So I hear Brandon's the man who came up with that.
Yeah, Brandon's idea, and Porter did the majority of the filming for that. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. So you're saying it's been 10 years since you've been out here last. I was going to ask you, what's the sort of first thing that comes to mind when you think of Australia, Matty?
Parkway Drive.
Parkway Drive, yeah, epic band. Just caught them in, I think it was September, October. It was a very cool show.
Yeah, they're awesome, man. I mean, we've done a lot of stuff with them in Australia and Europe and the States. And so, yeah, they're definitely our Aussie buddies, and we're super stoked to get back over there and maybe even see those dudes if they're around.
Yeah, that'd be super cool right there. Now, man, I was reading that you grew up as a pastor's son, which is all sorts of awesome. How did that shape who you are today, especially with the path that you took in metalcore?
Yeah, man. I would say in every way, probably just kind of the foundation of how I live. And I think that might be easily construed, like I'm just as much, if not more of a screw up than anybody else. But I guess just bringing purpose to life, purpose and intentionality to everyday living. It's vital to who I am, for sure.
I love it, man. And growing up that way, what do your parents sort of think now that you're fronting a big time band like you are? Do they like the scene, get into the music side of things?
Yeah, they definitely. My mom has been on tour with me quite a bit in Europe and all throughout the States and everything. She loves it, and my mom and dad are definitely huge fans. I would say they're not necessarily huge fans of the genre as a whole, but like as far as our music, I think they might even be, under the impression that we're the only metalcore band in the world. So we just let them go on believing that. And yeah, they definitely enjoy the music and enjoy coming out to the shows. They're very supportive.
Oh man, absolutely love that right there. I don't know, man. I've been very curious to ask you that for a long time because, it could go one of two ways sort of thing. But yeah, that's amazing right there. Checking you out on Instagram though, Matty, you're a super busy man. Like you're a jack of many trades, it says, photography. Are you a passionate barbecue man as well? Is that right?
Yeah, man, I do. I love barbecue. I really got heavily into it over the pandemic. Just as much as I was home and having to focus on something, right? And it became a big passion, and now definitely I still love it so much. Don't have quite as much time to invest in that as I wish I did, but yeah, I do really enjoy it.
Oh, that's cool right there. So it was a big time pandemic thing, and because you had the grooming products and stuff there as well, Matty. Are you one of those dudes that gets passionate into their beard products and that sort of thing?
Yeah, for sure. I've been doing that since 2016. So, yeah, man, it's been a long time.
Oh, I love it. Like I couldn't grow a beard if you paid me to. So yeah, just very envious that you can grow a decent looking beard, and on top of that, you've got the products to go with it. You could be a all-time entrepreneur there, Matty.
Yeah, the beard, man. I've got a lot of buddies that wish they could grow a beard too, and it's just unfair how that works out, right? You're just either born with it or not.
Yeah, exactly. And I was seeing too that your dogs have got their own Instagram accounts. That's next level there. Love it.
Yeah, man, they're awesome. They are certainly my pride and joy. I'll show you Chappie's right now.
Oh, he's there with you. That's awesome, man.
Yep. They are, we don't have human children, so these are very much our children, and they are our world, dude. We love them so much.
And very well behaved, I might add too. We've got a 5-month-old dog at the moment. Griffin, his name is. If he was here right now, he'd be making a lot more noise. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're pretty tame for the most part.
I love it, man. So I often ask my guests what they'd be doing if they weren't involved in music or whatever it is they're doing. But man, like we're talking about, you got so many things on the go, entrepreneur. But what do you think you would be doing if you weren't fronting Memphis May Fire? Sorry.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I think that one thing that has worked in my favor has been not really ever having a backup plan. There's that Luke Combs song. The lyric is, "If I wasn't doing this, I would be doing this." And I resonate with that a lot. No plan B is really the only route for success. So it's this is what I do, and everything else is fun, and it's all important to me. But without music, I don't think that I've actually tapped into my real purpose. So I would be doing it somehow.
Yeah, definitely, man. And like I was saying, entrepreneur could be the go-to because you've even got your own hot sauce there, I see, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really good too, man. We spent a couple years on that, and it turned out so good. If you're into really spicy, like we didn't go mild as I think the general public might prefer. We really kicked in the habaneros on there. It's really good.
Oh, excellent. So do you like making those sort of things? Do you taste test them going into it, or has it got your like tick of approval on it, or like how do you even do that?
Yeah, for sure. We teamed up with a company called Sauce Bay.
Yeah.
And they're great just as a company in general. And then, we would try samples and then give our 2 cents on that. And then we'd get another sample. And so we probably went through 20 different samples over a couple years, just back and forth and trying to find the perfect mixture. And I really do think that we nailed something special. It sucks that it's a band's hot sauce because I think that instantly gives it this kind of like, oh, this is merch, but it's really, in our case, it's not just a piece of merch. It's actually a really good sauce. So
love it, man. Are you bringing any down under on the tour next year?
I want to. Somebody actually asked that in another interview. It's in glass bottles would be the only thing that would prevent us from being able to do that. But I guess we'll see. This would be our first time traveling with it in general. We haven't even brought it on tour in the States. So I guess that where there's a will, there's a way.
Man, how do you explain that to customs, though, when you're coming through with this big bulk package of hot sauce?
Oh, my gosh. I'd have to leave that one up to the tour manager. I would just be dead in my tracks. Like, listen, it's good. You got to try it.
Yeah, take a free sample. Oh, I love it, man. All right, Matty. Well, what would you say the coolest thing that your music has popped up on? Like, you've featured in so many things throughout the years. What would you say, like, the one thing that blows your mind to see Memphis May Fire pop up on?
Man, there's been a lot of kind of crazy things that just, I would say we're so stoked to see our band and our music end up in places where it doesn't belong,
Yeah.
Just like top of mind, GQ was doing this interview called like Things I Can't Live Without or whatever. And Ty Dolla $ign was doing his interview and like listing off the music he can't live without. And we were on his like playlist.
That's amazing.
So random, right? Like I would never in a million years imagine. And it's just cool, like things like that. But, also just, I would say that metal and metalcore every day puts its foot a little bit further into what would be considered the mainstream and people like really seeing it for all that it is and respecting it. It's really cool to see, like bands getting nominated for Grammys that would be considered like quote unquote scene bands and things like that. It's cool to see that, we haven't hit the ceiling yet and maybe the sky's the limit.
Definitely. Well, Knocked Loose performing on Jimmy Kimmel comes to mind when you say that. It's wild right
So
there.
cool. So
Yeah.
cool, dude. That was a big moment for heavy music, and I was super stoked for those dudes.
Yeah, crazy right there. And of course, you guys releasing a brand new album in Shapeshifter, March 28. What can you tell us about that, Matty?
Yeah, man, Shapeshifter, the song itself is definitely the heaviest song that we've ever put out
Oh, yeah.
as a band, and it's something that I cannot wait to introduce into a live setting. It's going to be really cool. And as a whole, I would say the album just has so much variety, the album itself, no two songs feel alike. And that can be hard to accomplish, when you're one band writing one album. It's just like we definitely we wanted there to be like the element of surprise in every song on the record, and for there to be no skippers, to listen to the record front to back and never really get tired of it, and so
Yeah.
I think we accomplished that. I'm really proud of the record. Every song is a statement. Every song is special in its own right and deserves its own spotlight, so we're doing our best to give it that.
Yeah, love to hear that right there, especially in this day and age too, with it, attention spans down and that sort of thing. Like, you have to make them no skippable tracks if you're releasing full lengths, because a lot of people going down the route of just singles and whatnot. So I'm very much looking forward to hearing it, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah, so you can bring that up right on. So is there any more videos or anything like that in the works before you release this album, Matty?
There is, yeah. I can't say too much, but there's definitely more. There's definitely more to come for sure.
Awesome. Well, you're heading our way in, well, it's not till July with Atreyu. It's going to be a big one. You've got the new album coming out in March. So it's looking like 2025 is going to be very packed for you. But is there anything else that we need to know for Memphis May Fire in 2025 and beyond, I guess?
That's it, man. We are definitely going to be touring a lot. The album is dropping. So as long as you've got your eyes on, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, website, whatever, you'll see what we're up to. And if you want to be a part of it, we would be honored.
Oh, hell yeah. I love that right there. Be sure to check these guys out. It is Memphis May Fire heading our way in July with Atreyu, playing in Brisbane on the 9th, the 11th in Sydney, the 12th in Melbourne, the 13th in Adelaide, and wrapping things up on the 15th of July in Perth. You can grab those tickets through thephoenix.au. Matty Mullins, thank you so much for taking time out, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. It's been a pleasure.